All right, so we got enough soul stones through the mining, all right, to get mozzarella. So let's go and unlock.
How about a bet?
How about a bet?
I have a feeling it's about to get interesting.
Interesting. She is a middle cookie, all right. Sadly, because she is an event cookie and you cannot pull her from the regular gacha, we're gonna do a 0-star review here, guys. So let's get her up to level 75. She is gonna do earth type damage as well. All right. And here we go. And let's see what her skill does. All right, so Mozzarella Master Plan. We have 11-second cooldown this time around. Mozzarella Cookie rings her bell to apply buffs to her allies and summon her mozzarella bird. The bird deals damage to enemies and flies off to create a mozzarella puddle. Enemies fallen into the puddle will have their movement speed and attack speed reduced. All right, so the mozzarella bird damage is going to be 678.3% of attack, and the mozzarella puddle is also going to do periodic damage times 40 damage for 3 seconds. Single hit damage is 4.5%. So this is 40 times. I think that's 40 times the damage of this. So, you know, it's multiple hits. We'll have to see how this goes. This actually might be really, really good. If this is true, then she'll be really, really good for that stinking boss. Movement speed slow is going to be 55% for 3 seconds. And then attack speed slow is going to be 30% for 3 seconds. And then team's earth type damage is going to be plus 12.5% for 10 seconds. Stacks up to 2 times, which means total is going to be 25%. And then team's earth type crit damage is going to be 7.5%. And that's going to stack up to 2 times, making it a 15%. So she is definitely going to be more towards the earth type again than that means strictly right now. It's more focused towards using with someone like Golden Cheese Cookie. Alright guys, so before we go on and continue on with the actual first initial review, I do want to just let you guys know that after some testing, it has been determined that Mozzarella Cookie is actually a lot better than I initially stated inside of the live stream. So she definitely has her purpose and she is going to be more, again, you'll see later that I wrote it on the screen, but she's kind of a mixture of someone like Oyster as well as Macaron, and it's going to be a cookie that is going to be used to actually buff up someone like Golden Cheese rather than actually do damage herself. So she does have that extra earth type damage, which is going to increase attack just like Macaron, as well as you know, crit damage up, which is something like Oyster. All right, so she is going to be actually pretty darn amazing inside of the arena if you could get a, you know, good team going, which I will share later on. And also, she's actually going to be pretty darn good inside of the desert raid because she is going to be able to increase the damage output for someone like Golden Cheese, as well as someone like, you know, Burnt Cheese if you guys do use him. And also, she's actually going to be really, really good because some of the epic bosses inside of the desert raid, they're actually going to have a debuff for all the cookies that are going to be support and healer. So it's actually going to be really, really good to have Mozzarella to increase the overall damage as a magic cookie. I think that's another reason why they actually made her a magic rather than someone like a support. That's kind of what I wanted to add before we continue on with the video because, you know, not everything is wrong, but those are something that I think you should keep in mind while you're still watching the initial review. All right, we're going to use a full searing raspberry for now. All right, and then we'll just test it out on the dragon here. So let's see how it turns out. So summons her. Wow, that starts from super far away, guys. Like look at where her skill is used. It starts here. And then does that. I don't even know if it's taking damage. Is it taking damage? Where's the extra 40% or the 40 times? Is the puddle missing? I think the puddle is missing, guys. Just going way too far, and it's not in the hitbox of the dragon. And so we're gonna taunt here. Okay, so it does seem like it's working when the enemy is, you know, not dying in one shot. Of course, if it did die in one shot, then it's just not working. But it still doesn't make sense for you to use it against bosses if that's the case, because it just completely misses bosses, which is kind of sad because the 40 times hit, like look at all that hit. That would be so OP against enemy, enemy hit shields if that was able to be used against enemies, which is impossible to use on enemy or bosses because, bosses don't move. Yeah, we'll try it in arena. All right, here we go. So it does seem like inside of the arena, it's working as it's supposed to. Like it brings the enemies to the puddle. All right, and then it just drags them right with the bird, slowing them down. Let me just see the damage though. Yeah, but the damage is definitely super, super, super low. We still won though. I guess it does allow golden cheese to do more damage. Compared to Olive though, Mozzarella is definitely better. Like she has way better usage in my opinion than Olive. But we'll try her out with solid almond. It does seem like she's most likely going to be a better unit to just use as a quote-unquote more of a support type where she just buffs up golden cheese and then allow golden cheese to do more damage. Doesn't look like she's gonna be used as a more of a like an attack damage cookie type. Like her damage is not that high. Alright, so here we go. So there is that attack speed slow, which helps. Right, but dang, Mozzarella literally still get exploded by golden cheese with full solid almond. Yeah, so yeah, she's definitely more towards the support magic again, like how it was with Macaron. Not really the damage type of cookie, more towards the allowing someone like in this particular case, and the only real case is allowing golden cheese to do a little bit more damage because that's what Earth type, that's the only Earth type damage dealer that we have right now. But she definitely is squishy. But yeah, we can't forget about the fact that, she still is a 0-star promotion, right? That is very true. She definitely is more a 0-star, so her stats are going to be a lot lower right now than what you want it to be, technically. Right? As you can see, like the defense stat is a lot lower. HP is not as high either. Yeah, she's definitely like, she's not bad. I would say if I have to like say something about like between Olive and someone like Mozzarella is definitely a better cookie to go for. Just seems like, there's a lot of cookies that dodge the skill. There's a lot of cookies that, are just able to kind of, make a Mozzarella cookie skill a little bit, quote unquote, not as useful as it is. Like, she just really is going to be used for these two things. But the thing is, again, it doesn't last very long. And also, it just, she's going to be harder for players to actually obtain, right? That's the thing, too, right? For sure. Like, later on, once the event is over, she's getting added to the normal banner. But as of right now, with her only being obtainable through the event, it might just be a bit harder for her to be utilized inside of anywhere just because, you're not going to get promotion unless you spend money on the packages and you do all the missions and you're really good at doing the mine, right? Then maybe you can do it. But right now, with her not being even available inside of the chance up, I think it's just going to be a little bit harder to utilize her. She's definitely not bad. I think she's, again, better than Olive just because there's no RNG factor. There's synergy that you have with golden cheese. She has the ability to slow down enemies, do extra hits, and all that stuff. Just a big downside to her is the lack of being able to go and pull her from the gacha, because she is an event cookie and you do need to try to get her. So it's a little bit harder, but I think she definitely has usage. I wouldn't necessarily call Mozzarella Cookie a flop because, again, 0-star promotion inside of the arena as a magic cookie is it's hard. It's hard to survive. Like it's harder for her to survive. So there's that thing, right?